Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Xerophayze. My name's Eric, and I want to do kind of a follow-up to the video I did about converting a real image to anime or uh, like a cartoon character and back. There is a option in Stable Diffusion that allows you to step things gradually, and when dealing with these types of images, sometimes it's better to step it gradually. I think in my video before I did that manually, but there is a different way to do this that makes it a lot easier. I'm going to go through and show that to you so that it shouldn't take very long, and I think this will be useful for a lot of people. Um, so what we want to do first is we're going to come over to image, and actually we're going to select, we're going to go back to anything v4.5, which is the anime model I've been using for this. We'll select our negative, and then we're going to bring over an image. Okay, we're going to, let's use this one right here. Okay, just some stock photography from somewhere. Let's figure out the image size. It looks like about a 5x4. Let's see, 4x5. No, it's a little bit different. I don't think it's quite 9x16. This is an odd image, so let's, like this, just make it at least, I want to make sure we retain details. Go 768, and then bring that down. That's fine. 1152 by 768. Okay. We're going to leave the denoise strength alone, the config strength alone. Okay, we're going to come down here to controlnet. It's already brought the image in here. I love this addition, this change they did. As soon as you drop an image in here, it just automatically fills it in down here in the controlnet. I think it puts it in all of them, all the ones you have enabled. Okay, we're going to enable that. We want to keep the general shape of everything here. We're trying to keep the characteristics, the features. We need to describe the image, and we can probably do that through interrogate clip. Let's just see what it pulls out here. We may have to come up with our own description here. Interrogate clip sometimes nails it, sometimes not. Sometimes I can take that into my prompt generator and generate a better prompt, but let's see what it does here. Okay, so a man and a woman kissing a baby on the cheek while the baby is being held by the man's hand, and the baby is wearing a white shirt, blue tie, and white shirt. So it's kind of, I mean, it's got some of the stuff there. Interrogate clip, like I said, seems kind of random. Yeah, let's do this a little bit different. So what we want to make sure we specify this is, since we're using an anime model, we don't need to worry about specifying anime or cartoon. We just need to specify what's in there. We're just going to do family portrait, man. We can say one man, one. Let's just do this. Man with, oops, not me. Man with brown hair and let's see, blue eyes. Woman with brown hair. Can't tell what eyes she has. Kissing man. Baby with brown hair and blue eyes. Okay. I guess we could specify what he's wearing too. Man with brown hair and blue eyes wearing white shirt. We're just going to specify white shirt. I'm not going to get too detailed into this. Kissing man. Let's see. Brown hair wearing white shirt. Kissing man. And baby with brown hair and blue eyes wearing white. Guess it's a white shirt, kind of covered with a blanket, but we're not going to get into that detail. Okay. Let's go with that for right now, just to kind of just generally get the idea of the image. Okay. Now let's come back down here to controlnet. Let's make sure we have everything set up right. So what we want to do, we want to give the AI a little bit of freedom with this. With kind of the general being able to change certain aspects. So we're just going to bring this down to 0.75. We are on soft edge, and I think that's all we need to do with this. Or the reason we're leaving the denoise strength up this high, that will allow for a lot of initial change. Okay. And then the option we're going to use, this is the function we're going to use, or the script, I should say, that we're going to be using. And we don't hear a lot about this. It's called loopback. What loopback does is it processes the image once, and then based on your settings here, it'll loop it. It'll send that image back into image to image, so the new image, and it'll reprocess it using the same settings you have on everything else. We don't want to send the generated images to this controlnet unit. We're gonna continue using the original image to maintain the look. And then the final denoise strength, I think it's fine. 0.5 is going to be okay. I think we're going to put it at 6 loops. And so the denoise strength curve determines how fast, slow, or whatever it's going to go through going from the denoise strength you have here versus what the final denoise strength is, what we have set at down here. Oops, get rid of that. 0.5. So it's going to start at 0.75, and by the last loop, or the last iteration, it's going to be at 0.5. Okay. So let's just explain these a little bit. Aggressive means that, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Aggressive, I think, means that it's going to aggressively go down, meaning the curve is not a linear curve like this. It says linear right here. Aggressive means that it's going to drop really quick. So it's going to go from 0.75 to probably like 0.6, then to 5.5, and then gradually iterate down to 0.5 at the end. So the curve drops really quick. Now, the linear obviously just means it's linear. It's going to, in a very linear fashion, it's going to reduce that number through evenly through these loops. Lazy basically means it's going to start off reducing the denoise strength slowly and then drops off at the very end. So lazy curve versus an aggressive curve versus a linear curve. And in messing with this, what I think I used before was aggressive. I've used linear too. I got good results with that too. Aggressive, I think, seemed to give me the best result because it does a large change at first, and then the last loops are more refinement. So we're going to leave it there. We'll test out the linear too so we can see the differences here. So those are the settings we need. Let's make sure Pixel Perfect is enabled on that. I'm not going to worry about preview. I know what it's going to look like. We may mess with ending control step to give it some freedom to interpret the image. I think that's what I did last time, but we want to leave this about right there, give the AI some room to kind of move around, and then everything else is going to stay the same. We're going to leave it on Euler A because we're dealing with cartoons, and we want that more painted look. Okay. We're going to put it on crop and resize since we're dealing with a non-standard size here. We are going to lock it though. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hit generate. This is going to take a minute because it goes through and it's going to iterate 6 times through this image. As you can see, it's already kind of cartoony, but it's maintaining the aspect of the image. Okay, so I paused it so that it could finish here, and I'm going to show you 2 different things. I made a mistake, but as you can see, so this is the first one it came up with. As you can see, it's gradually becoming more and more animated, but the other thing you're noticing is that the colors are disappearing, and the one thing I forgot to do, and this is easy, make this mistake. This model requires, it doesn't have VAE baked in, so you have to select your VAE model here that allows it to retain those colors. The amount of change we're getting here is not bad. I don't mind it. It looks pretty good, so we're going to run with it again just to see what it looks like. even just this first initial one, because this is the initial one it did, and it hits through those first two aggressively, you know, staying at high numbers, and then it just kind of gradually drops off and starts refining the image. We get a little bit of a change on the face there, but we're going to redo this with the VAE and show the results on that. Yeah, so you can tell that this one turned out a lot better with the color here, and we'll go into this. So here's the initial image, and as we step through this, you can see that it's gradually introducing that cartoon cellular or cell shaded look. And if we hit the first image, then we kind of flip back and forth between the first and the last image, you can tell it did a pretty good job keeping the details. Obviously, she's not kissing. It's weird these anime models don't have a weird thing with like kissing. They don't know how to form the mouth. And overall, just kept the general shape. You know, her shirt turned yellow. Not sure why. Looks like originally it was white and then gradually shifted over to yellow. So not bad, not bad. One thing that it seemed to kind of do also as it went, let's see, the eyes seem to stay about right. Let's see from where, yeah, he's got kind of those squinty eyes. Kept his scruff a little bit. From beginning to end, so this is the end one. So overall, not bad. Let's try a different image here and see what other results we can get. Okay, so let's grab this one here. Let's drop that one in there. This one looks like a pretty standard form. Let's just see what we got here. Maybe. No, it's pretty wide. Let's unlock that. How close is it to 9 by 16? Not even close. 5 by 4, not even close. Okay. Alright, so we're going to keep the width. Just drop that out like that. Keep it on crop and resize. We can leave all the other settings the same, except we need to describe the person. I want to get a more intricate, detailed prompt, though. What do we got here? We got a city, kind of a blurred city background, a man smiling with whiskers, sunglasses. And I'll see what that gives us here. Man smiling, sunglasses, whiskers. I don't know what else is. Let's see. City background. Out of focus. What were the? Let's see what the sunglasses are. Gold rimmed. Okay. Let's put that in there. Let's see. Let's put that up here. Gold rimmed sunglasses. Okay. Let's just hit that and get a more detailed, intricate prompt here. Words. There we go. Let's grab that, throw that in there. Okay, and again, we can leave everything else the same. We're on pixel perfect, enabled on that. Let's drop this down a little bit though. It's 0.7, so 0.7, 70% of the way through, it's gonna stop using the control weight or the control net function, and it'll just let the AI kind of run with it. At 0.7, that's not going to change much, but I want to see what it does, so let's run that. It moves through these pretty quick. 6 iterations at what we're doing is not bad. It's pretty, it moves along fairly quick, so let's just watch it here and see what it does. It is changing his whiskers. I wonder if I need to specify like 5 o'clock shadow or something like that. And we might try linear too. I want to see what linear does on this when it comes to the loop back fall off. All right, so there's the first There's the second. So it's not bad. Because we gave it some freedom at the end there where it's no longer using the control, we are getting some differences here. But this is kind of cool. I like it. Let's come back down here. Let's bring the control net all the way up. But we're going to drop this down even more. We're going to try and retain the shape, but allow it to change the image to a illustration, I guess is more what it is, but than what it was before. So let's generate that and see what that does. Alright, so there's the end image. It's about the same as before. It's adding a little bit more whiskers in there, but that's only because of the change that we made. So beginning, end, interpreted this red building back here apparently as an umbrella. Yeah, you're gonna get changes like that. That's just how AI works. So let's come down here. Let's make a few more changes. I think I am going to change this so it does say, I want to see what it does here. Because these models, you know, you can specify things like that. We're going to change this. Instead of photography, change to anime cartoon. And let's see, how would I say it? 5 o'clock shadow. Yep, see, I did it right. I love this prompt generator. I mean, it changed. No, I guess it didn't change it. That's the prompt label it gave. But it intuitively changed it so that it's an anime cartoon cheerful man with 5 o'clock shadow. Okay, and lines. Okay, so we're going to just copy that. We'll run with it. It's a decent enough prompt. And I want to say the changes are fine here. We're going to change this to linear. Your prompt weight is fine. We drop the control weight down. So let's just run with it and see. Okay. So we're getting something that's a little more anime-like, which is kind of what we're looking for. So if we jump from there to the first, there's the first one that it rendered. So yeah, still it's illustrated, obviously. Went from real to illustrated, but then gradually, linearly, it changed it. And we get something that is definitely a lot more cartoon. So there's the first, last. Not bad. I mean, I did some pretty fun images with this. Let's do one more, just to walk through the steps again. Let's grab these ones here. Let's see, automatically did that. We're gonna drop the control weight on this down even more. So we're gonna drop it down to 0.3. I want to see what that does. And I think that is it. Let's see if the dimensions are the same. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, good. 20 steps, Euler A. And this one, we're definitely gonna change this. Were they wearing? White shirts. And you know what I'm going to do? We're going to specify though anime cartoon. Drop that up there. I think that's it. Let's just run it. That's a little too much change. Yeah, let's stop that. Those of you who've worked with anime models know that it has difficulty with people of color. So let's come down here. Let's drop this down to 0.57, and the ending control step, let's go down to 0.4. Let's see if that helps retain the likenesses here. A little bit better. I think the center person's still changing a little much for me, but let's drop this down 0.3, and this one control weight, or sorry, no, this one down to 0.5. So I didn't specify eye color, so it's going to just give them whatever eye color. What did it say here? Oh, you know what? That prompt didn't even form right. Eyes. Yeah, no. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it just does not want to cooperate. Okay, let's run that one. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of interpreting it like, yeah, I don't know. Let's try this. Let's see what we can do to retain the style too. Let's go to the second control net here. We're going to enable this. We're going to do reference. Okay. Hopefully, what this will do is help retain the coloring style in the image a little bit. So we're going to try that and see if that helps. Pixel perfect. Back over here, and yeah, let's just run that and see. There we go. Looks a lot better. Okay, it's going to iterate through each one of these. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, so you can see that there are changes. I don't think this is quite the change I was looking for. One, it's really messing with these the hair. Because I specified curly, a lot of AI models tend to just make this really curly looking messy hair. So I think we're going to try changing one thing here. White shirts, luscious curly hair. We're going to just say wavy. Wavy tends to do better than curly. Okay. The other thing is it's not changing enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this back up to 0.7. I shouldn't say it's not changing enough, but since we're using the reference, we should be able to bring these back up in line with what we want. So 0.7, and we're going to drop that down to 0.7 as well. On the ending control step, so that it allows the AI to kind of continue interpreting without the control net doing anything. So we're going to bring this back up, and let's see if it modifies them too much like before. Some of these images, you have to fiddle with the settings. I mean, that's just how it is. You just have to fiddle with them. That's not bad. So far, I'm liking it. It looks okay. The hair, I can already tell, is looking better because of specifying wavy. I think will help, but we'll see what the end one looks like. All right. Okay, definitely better than before. So here's the first image. Obviously, mouths kind of changed a little bit, at least on the center one. So going from first to last. Yeah, it definitely animated them a little bit. Not quite the amount of change that I would want. But it's not bad. The eyes definitely look great. I don't know. I think it overall looks great. I think it's not quite as cartooned as I was hoping it would be. So we can try changing one more thing here. Bring this back up. Let's see, our control is down to 0.65. I'm going to bring that back up there. We're going to drop this way down. I know we're going to get a significant amount of change on this, but I just want to see how much. And we are doing it linearly instead of aggressively too. Yeah, there's a lot of change, but my goal is to make sure we're not losing the ethnicity. You know, I want to make sure we retain the ethnicity through these iterations. Problems with the anime, you end up with Asian looking people. You know, it's just what they're trained on a lot of the times. With the reference, it is maintaining basically the skin color, which is good. We're definitely getting something a lot more anime looking this time. Yeah. A couple more. Okay, so as you can see, it did modify it quite a bit. You know, I think overall, like the hair looks okay. I mean, it's a lot of change. As we step through that, you can kind of see how it gradually changed it. Like there's the first one. And I think that's the last one. So you can mess with the settings on this and get, you know, whatever results on this you can. So probably with this, we would do something, we'd leave this here. I think I might try the aggressive, on the denoise strength, just to see if it helps on the drop off. And then with this, bring it up here to 1 and see if that helps retain it, but change the denoise strength to 0.8. I'm going to bring this up to 0.5. We're going to see if we can't retain the shape better with the control weight, yet still change the image. I'll hit generate on this. I'm going to pause it and just come back in a second. Yeah, this is why I give the AI a little bit of freedom when messing with this stuff. Let's step through this so you can see this is the first one it did. You know, everything looks pretty normal, and as we get going through this, it's trying to maintain that outline and everything, and so you end up getting you know, I didn't turn on a detailer either, so you get some cross-eyedness, but I don't know, it's not anime like you'd want. It's not cartoony enough. That's why I usually do turn that down quite a bit. We could leave it there and try dropping this down significantly. That may, I think one of my tests when I was doing this, that's what I did, and we could try that and see, giving the AI freedom to really change stuff. But let's just see what that does. Again, not bad. I think through a combination of dropping the control weight down along with the ending control step, probably get better results. So let's try that one time here. All right, I actually like these results a lot better. So let's go back to the first one. So here's the first one it came up with. And the next, and the next. I think it did a really good job keeping the overall aesthetic. It's changing the eyes like it should. So there's the first, and there's the last. Yes, there's definitely some change there, but you're going from real to anime, and there's obviously a different look to anime, but that turned out really well. I love it. The eyes turned out great, lips turned out great. I think the skin tone maintained very well going from that. It's still not quite cartoonified. I can't remember what I did. You know, typically you would put in like in the prompt that, but in this, let me make sure. Anything? Yeah, we're definitely using the anime model because it's getting us that look. So you can mess with this and I think get some pretty cool results. And if you're looking to animify it, how else you put that? I think this would be a good way to go. We're going to drop this down. Actually, let's put it like right there, but we're going to drop this down here. And I wonder if cartoon, animate cartoon, I don't know, minimalist style. Let's just see what that does. I know I'm just kind of messing around here. If you're still hanging out with me, that's awesome. I really appreciate everybody who follows me, and this has been so fun doing this channel. Yeah, we're definitely getting a lot more change, but that's kind of a cool look right there. Like, you could actually just take that. So this is what's fun about the loopback thing, is it gives you each image in the process. There's other things you could specify in the prompt too to try to retain this. And a lot of this is all about the prompt. Like, these are not young women necessarily. They look like they're probably late 20s, early 30s. It's hard for me to guess, and don't judge me. I'm just going off my best guess. But you just mess with it, and then you get what hopefully what you're looking for while rendering these out. Yeah, if you like what you see, you like my channel, subscribe to it, like the video, join our Discord. We have a Discord, and we got quite a few people on there, a couple hundred people on there now, all sharing ideas and helping each other out. Some people are trying some of the new stable diffusion stuff that just came out. There's a new interface. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That one turned out not bad. So let's see. That's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So it's a gradual change, but it actually did pretty good on that one. Cool. Hey, appreciate you joining me. We'll talk to you later.